This is the most important part of your business, because if you don't know how to do this, it's impossible for your business to grow, because business grows with customers. If you don't get new customers, your business is just not sustainable. Lucky for you, before we jump into the video, I want to tell you one thing is that, of course, this is a brand new type of business. Everybody now is starting to explain different ways to create different tools. But one thing that I want to mention in this video is that I'm giving my experience that I have for free. Because even if this is a new business, approaching customers and having calls with customers is something that you have to do. And the more you do it, the better you are at it. So what I want to say is, even if you see all these people making videos, and I appreciate everybody making videos about this new business, it's just impossible for most of them, because I can see them, they're a lot younger than me, to have the experience that I have, because I have more than 8 years experience dealing with customers, contracts, calls. I don't know how many calls I've did. So everything that I'm putting in this video today are all my secrets, so you don't have to be 34 in order to have experience on how to deal with customers. And I will try to explain it step by step, so it will be easier for you when you have to approach the customer. At the end of the video, I will tell you as well some pricing that you can actually start offering to your customers, so you have all your tools at your disposal to start making calls. One last thing before we start is, I'm sorry, today I have to do an intro. One last thing before we start is that at the beginning, you will suck. You will not be able to close deals because you need experience. The more calls you do, the better you are closing deals. And this is something that I cannot teach you, because that is just called experience. With that said, let's jump into the video and let's start to analyze what we can do to start selling our services so that our agency can start growing. So the number one thing, this I think is the most important thing when we have to approach customers, is to have a product that actually works. And we have to make sure that when we are selling a product to a customer, this product is performing the way we are selling it. We can't and we won't overpromise and underdeliver. We always have to underpromise and overdeliver to the customer. So the first thing is having a very, and I'm underlining this, good product. So the product is something we'll discuss further, but at the beginning, you need to know that you have to approach this business, but any business, with a mentality that the product is the number one thing, because the customer is the center of the business and the product is the thing that makes your business better than other businesses or other companies. So you have to start with a really, really good product. Number two, so this is another thing that you have to know before starting, because one thing that I'm seeing in all these videos about AAA agencies is that everybody is telling you have to approach the customer, offer the customer something, so chatbot, whatever the case might be, and start with that. That's actually a really wrong approach. Why? Because before you can offer something to a customer, you need to understand what is the process that a customer goes through in his business or in her business, because we need to understand all the process. So in order to do that, we have to do a meeting with the customer and ask a lot of questions to understand exactly what is the customer doing and what tools we can create to help the customer save time and consequently save money. So number two, ask a lot of questions. This is very, very important. So let's understand why this is really important. Because when we are approaching a business, this business could be real estate, a car dealership, a fitness coach, whatever the case might be, we need to understand their process. So we need to understand how they get the customers, what they do for customer service. Maybe they need SOPs, so standard operating procedures, to help people that are new in the company to be trained. Like, we need to understand what this business is doing. So in order for us to understand this, we have to ask a lot of questions. So you ask the customer, tell me exactly what you do step by step. So what is the service that you're offering? What are the steps that you actually doing with your customers, so I have a complete overall understanding on how is your business working. Once you have that information, with that information, you can understand, okay, so they're dealing with a lot of chats with customers. We can create a chatbot, or they have a lot of leads coming from campaigns and they don't have an automated lead organizing tool. So we can create a tool that is automated to have tools coming from the campaign than being organized automatically, let's say, on Google Sheets. So in order for us to create a specific product for that customer, we need to ask questions. So number 2, ask a lot of questions. In between these two, I will add a little star here saying for a software that's called Fireflies. So why I'm putting this over here? Fireflies is an AI that works for meetings. Why this is really important? Because this AI, what it does, it sits in the meeting with you and it works with Google Meet, Zoom, all the main meeting softwares, and records everything, take notes, and will be able to have all the information about the meeting in one single place. Another thing that is important is that, of course, for you would then, go back in the meeting and check everything you've discussed with the customer. It transcribes everything that you said with the customer, so it's easier for you to remember one specific thing the customer told you, to study the tool. But this tool is important for you, of course, for all these things that I've just mentioned, but also because with this tool, you are doing two things. The first one, if the customer is new in this industry and he doesn't know about it, you can show the customer that your company is completely different because the customer is participating in a meeting with an AI that's taking notes in the meeting. And trust me, that is just something very powerful. And the second thing is that you can send everything you just discussed with the customer to the customer itself. So you have a way to follow up with the customer and a way to open after the meeting. Because one thing that is annoying, and sometimes you have a meeting with someone and you don't have a way to then follow up. I mean, you can send a standard follow-up email, but with Fireflies, you would send the email with the meeting telling the customer, hey, this is what we just discussed. You can go through and check everything via this tool. And I will let you know in a couple of days, in a week, then we discuss this when we discuss the product in this video, what tool I've decided to create for you so that we can start working together. And that is actually something very powerful because usually after meetings, people don't want to talk to you, or if they don't care, they don't care. With this, you have actually a way to follow up with the customer, telling him or her, I will follow up with you in 2 days, 3 days, a week, whatever it is. So number 2, ask a lot of questions. With the star, use Fireflies. You can start using a free trial. After that, it's not that expensive, but I recommend you to start using it because with this, you will make an impression with the customer, and that is very important. So Fireflies, I'm not affiliated with them. I'm just software that I use, and I think it's really useful to use. Let me know if you want me to create a video explaining how Fireflies works, and I will do that for you. Of course, all the information I'm providing are always for free. So number 2, ask a lot of questions. Number 3, I call this section, don't sell. Why I'm saying this, don't sell. So you think I might be crazy to say you have to get new customers, but you don't have to sell. But hear me out. This is the way it works. This is the best way that I found during all these years to get new customers. Don't sell means when you start understanding what is that the customer might need, you have to tell to the customer, listen, we can work together. Of course, you might have already something in mind for that specific customer. And this is what I want to do. I won't be charging you any money. I won't be asking for any fee at this time because what I want to do is give you the tool. You test it for 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, you tell me if you like it. If you do, we can start working together. And if you don't, at least you know what we do before you start paying or you get into a contract with us. So why this is very important? Because with this, you have a very high close rate. Because a customer is saying, okay, so I'm not paying anything, but I can use a tool for free. So he would say yes to this. And if it works, then he's happy about it. So he will actually buy it. So there's no way to lose by doing this. Actually, it's super useful to you because if the customer says, no, I don't care to use something for free, that is not a good customer for you. So you're actually filtering out the customers that are not good for your business as well. Because yes, you might have to do that in the future. This is something that I've did in the past. Give money back to the customer and say, listen, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to have to deal with you anymore because those customers are customers that are just paying and a cost for the company. By not selling, you are actually selling something. So you're telling the customer, listen, I'm doing this for you. I will give you the tool that I'm thinking about for free. You test it for 2 weeks. And if you like it, we can start working together. So number 3, don't sell. There are little tweaks to this specific point. So let's put a star over here and we'll be able to come back later in this video. Number 4, and this is related to number 2. By asking a lot of questions, you have an overall idea of what is this business doing and how actually they are doing. So we need to understand if this is actually a business that is worth our time. Why I'm saying this? Because let's say this business has 3 different steps. So step number 1, step number 2, and step number 3. So we can say they get the leads over here, then they have a call, and after the call, they close the deal. It's super simplified, but this is just for me to explain what I mean by point number 4. I will tell you the title of this point after explaining this to you. So if you have this business that is working in this way, we need to start understanding if they are growing, if the business is actually working, and if this process is actually working. So if the business is actually making money, is not in a downtrend. Why is that? Because if you start working with a business that is not doing good, you won't be able to resolve the issue that a business has. Because of course, you can help them create a chatbot, you can help them create tools to make their work easier and faster. But if the overall business is not working, it's just a waste of time and a waste of money on your side as well, because eventually that business will fail and it will maybe ask you for a refund. You have to deal with customer complaints. So before you jump into the business, just ask yourself if the business is profitable. So by doing that, of course, by going to number 2, you will be able to understand if this is actually a business that is making money, so it's growing, or is a business that is losing money, so it's not a business that you want to work with. Because again, if they have the perfect process, but this process is not working, you can simplify the process, but the overall business is not working. So very important, number 4, ask yourself if the business is overall performing or not. So these are the main 4 points that you have to keep in mind when you are approaching a business owner, when you have to analyze, is a business worth working with? By keeping this information in mind, you will be able to have a higher close rate. But now let's understand what we can actually sell, how to sell it, and how to price it. Let's say this is our first customer that is willing. Let's use the chatbot example so it's easier to explain for me as well. So this is the first customer that's really very happy. It's using our chatbot. So customer number 1. This customer will get the free 2 weeks, and after the free 2 weeks, he will start paying us. Once this tool is created, so once you have the chatbot for real estate agent, this customer is our beta tester, so we can't ask him to test something. This is the first time that we are creating and charge the customer money to be our beta tester. Of course, the customer doesn't know that, but we know that, and we have to make sure that the tool works. Once we are sure that the tool works 100%, we can start charging for that specific tool. So if you have another customer over here, so this is customer number 2, for the same tool, he will pay at the beginning, small fee, and then you will have, will be a monthly rate. Okay, so this is monthly rate, this is a monthly rate. We come back to the monthly later on. So this is he will pay a small fee and then he start paying a monthly rate. The third customer, this is the customer that is not very lucky, pay straight away. So why we are approaching this in this way? The first customer is the first one using our tool. We don't have case studies, we don't have data. He's our beta tester, he's not paying anything. So we don't sell, and he gets the tool. And once he starts using the tool, we have feedback, we know how to make the tool better, and we can start with adjusting the tool. Customer number 2 is their second beta tester, so you will pay a small fee. You will ask to this customer $1,000. This can be $200 because he's our beta tester. So we can tell the customer, hey, listen, we usually charge $1,000 for this tool, but for you, we are willing to do it for $200. And after that, we can have a monthly fee. We will see the amounts at the end of the video. So we are doing this so the first and the second customer will give us case study and will give us data that we actually use to make the tool better. Because if you remember at the beginning what I said, we need to have a very good product. So that's the key for a successful business. So by doing this, we are, testing the product the first time, the second time, but the third time when we are approaching a customer in the same niche and this customer is asking for the same tool, listen, we have already data and history with this tool, and this is the way it performs. So this will be for you as well. And you are sure about this because if you remember, point number 4, always ask yourself if a business is worth working with. So if you're sure this business is fine, we don't have any issues with telling the customer if these two customers have a tool that is working, for you will be the same. So since we don't need to test it anymore, since the tool is already there, is already being tested, we can ask the actual money that we want to charge for the tool, even if the tool is already being built. Of course, we have to tweak a little information because every customer might have different information, but the overall tool is built and everything is already there for you to build on top of. So this is the approach you have to have in order to have the best growth over time. This is my suggestion. Of course, what I'm saying is my experience, what I did in the past and what it worked for me. If you have different ideas, different opinion, experiences, let me know in the comments. I will be super happy to discuss this with you. So this is the way we position our tools. Let's now discuss the last part. It will be how much, because this is everybody that's asking, how much I'm charging and what is the right payment type. What payment type I'm saying, monthly fee, one-time charge, whatever the case might be, okay? So let's start with how much. So as I said before, the how much needs to be addressed with the business itself, because we need to understand how much we are saving to this business owner. So let's say this customer is spending $5,000 a month to have someone replying to customers every single day on the chats that the customers have on the website. And by building a chatbot, we are saving this customer time and of course money. So let's say if this business owner decides to go with our bot, he is in the process of saving $5,000. So by knowing that, we can tell them, hey, I'm saving you $5,000, so you can pay me between $1,000 and $2,500. If the customer is getting value out of what you're giving to him, he will be more than happy to pay you. Even in this case, I'm asking, let's say $2,500 per month. This would be a monthly fee. Now I'll explain why in a sec. By doing this, he's not thinking I'm spending $2,500 a month. He's thinking I'm saving $2,500 a month. So he's thinking I'm saving almost 50% of what I was spending before, and then I have something that is working even better than the person typing to each customer every single time. So think about what you're offering instead of how much money are you asking. So the why this is important, because this is something that I've understood after a while that I was doing business. The problem with the one-time fee is that you always have to come up with new customers, new ideas, new product, and that is just so stressful that you can't even imagine. If you create a business with a monthly fee with customers, you have the peace of mind knowing that you have your own customers and you can build with those customers that are already in the company. So it's always better to use a monthly fee. Some people will tell you, hey, instead of doing this, you can, charge, let's say $5,000 and then you do $499 per month. Sure, you can do that. This is just up to you. Again, I'm saying these numbers just to make you understand all different price range that you can use. If the tool itself is a really complex tool, a really complex, let's say, bot or automation, or you need to work on the project for a lot of time, in that case, you will keep doing the monthly. So you will always do monthly, but you add a one-time setup fee. This one over here is the model that works the best. But again, before deciding prices, always make sure to ask all the questions to have the exact information on what is the customer doing, what is the customer selling, how much money he's spending. Have the understanding of the business before offering a product or a pricing specific to a tool that you're offering to a customer. So to sum up everything in this video, first thing you need to start with having always a good product that works 100%. After that, ask a lot of questions so you will know exactly how the business works and how you can save money to the customer. Third, sell by not selling. So offer value first and ask for money later. Trust me, this will work 97% of the times. And number 4, ask yourself if that business is actually a business that is worth working with. After you get comfortable, you can start asking more money for your services. At the beginning, the first few customers, don't ask for a setup fee because you still have to create a tool, you still have to understand exactly how it works. You have to create case studies, so use those customers as beta testers. Once the tool is 100% working, then you can start charging as well a setup fee, because you have an history you can actually show to new customers to tell them, hey, I've created that, this is in the past, and if you want it, you pay me, I'll set up for you, and then we have a monthly fee. For the monthly fee, you can start from $500 to $1,000 a month. Don't go lower than that, because even if it's a super simple setup, customer they will not get the value. It's weird, but the more they pay, the more value a service or a product. So keep yourself at least from $500 a month going up. And for the setup fee, you decide, that is up to you how much work you have to put in, if you have to pay other people to develop the project, and all these different things. So this is the overall information on how you have to position yourself, how you can start creating meetings. In the next videos, I will show you how to create a real estate bot, a bot for a dealership, and I will give you all the free templates as well. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel so you won't be missed those new videos, and you will get all my free templates as well. I won't be charging anything, of course, all free. That said, if you have questions, let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. The sun is starting to cook me, so I'm ending the video here, and I'll see you next week with a brand new video.